All right, in this example, we're actually given a geometric sequence. Let me go ahead and write that up. And given this geometric sequence, they ask us to come up with the formula for the nth term. So first things first, recall that in general, a geometric sequence is for any term, you just have your first term multiplied by some common ratio n minus 1 times. So I just do a sub 1 and I multiply it by r over and over again. But they don't give us r. Notice they don't explicitly say it, but they do give us a sub 1 because they give us this sequence, and a sub 1 is just the first term, which in this case would be 18. Now, to get the common ratio, the way that works is that it's always equal to a sub n over a sub n minus 1. In other words, if you've got your sequence, all you do is you take some term and divide it by the term before it. If you keep getting the same number, then what you have is a geometric sequence, or a geometric sequence. So here I've got 6 divided by 18. I can't start off with 18 because there's nothing behind it for me to divide by. But if I do 6 over 18, and I compare and see if that's the same as 2 over 6, doing this divided by this, doing this divided by this, and I can also check and see if that's the same thing as 2/3 divided by 2. Right? You want to make sure they're all the same. Now the question does tell us that it is a geometric sequence, but I'm just being extra sure and showing that if it didn't say that, if you had to figure out if it's geometric, this is what you would have to do. So here, 6 over 18, 6 divides into 6 one time, and 6 divides into 18 3 times, so I'm getting a third there. 2 over 6, well 2 goes into 2 once and into 6 3 times, so I'm getting a third there. The 2/3 over 2 might seem a little tricky. All you would do here is that you would think of this as 2 over 1 in the bottom. And when you divide fractions, you keep the top the same, you flip the bottom over, and you multiply. And if I do this, these 2's cancel off, and once again, I get 1/3. And so that means that my r, my common ratio, is 1/3, because I kept getting that for all the terms. So to generate the formula here, I would just do a sub n equals 18 times 1/3 to the n minus 1. So given this geometric sequence, this is the formula we would be using in general to generate any term. Now, the question asks us to find the 7th term of the sequence once we have our formula. So if I want the 7th term, a sub 7, that's just going to be 18 times 1/3 to the 7 minus 1, which is 18 times 1/3 to the 6th. So I'm going to go ahead and do 1 to the 6th is just 1, and I'm going to see what 3 to the 6th is. It's 729. So this is going to be 18 times 1 over 729. I'll go ahead and use the calculator to reduce this. So if I do 18 divided by 729, I get a decimal value, which I don't want, so I just hit the math button and then enter on fraction here. Then I hit enter again, and that gives me 2 over 81. And so that would be the 7th term of this geometric sequence. So given the geometric sequence, you can easily find the common ratio, plug your values, including your first term, into this formula, and then you can find any term they ask of you by just substituting that term's place value for n. And that gives you 2 over 81 for the 7th value. And that is this example.